of January the 19th. We have an exciting agenda today, I think. Hopefully, Vi will be able to showcase the new praise bot a little bit. I can show you just a quick look at the updates of the praise front end and the praise system. And then we have the trial quantification coming up tomorrow. So that is a big thing, a major milestone we hope to reach tomorrow. And let's spend some time talking about that, if there's something we need to prepare for that. And what else do we have? Status updates from the other work streams. I don't expect there to be much to say about the source credit bots, the other source credit bots, and the allocation and distribution, unless Nugget has done something exciting that I don't know of. So we don't need to reserve that much time for those this time, is my guess. And Livy added a point, but she's not here because she's feeling unwell. So let's spend the majority of the time looking at the bot, a little bit of time looking at praise, and then spend a bit of time talking about preparations for tomorrow. So Vi, how do you feel? Yeah.
I just want to add a quick thing, and yeah, there's this quantifier role document that it's almost done, but Livy was suggesting some parameters there, and I don't know if we should discuss them here or if you think, yeah, there was some kind of parameters that I don't feel I have the agency to choose them by myself, so I think it should be like decided together.
Absolutely. Let's add them under this. So it's sort of part of the preparations for the trial quant, I'd say. So let's touch on them there. The quantifier onboarding doc. Okay.
Is my screen visible?
I see it now.
I hope it is.
Yes.
Right. Let me just open a test account. Give me 1 second.
And while you're doing that, I can say that we have chosen to develop the new bot using the new Discord / commands, which allows us so much to do so much more. We can have interactive dialogues with the users in a completely different way than we could before, like posting messages back and forth, informing the user of something going wrong, and then requesting a new command or stuff like that. So it will be super interesting going forward to add more functionality to the bot.
And another benefit is that praise commands, this allows us to send ephemeral messages, which are messages that no one else in the server would be able to see. So for example, the praise activate command contains a sensitive link. We'd want for that to be hidden from the rest of the people, or anyone else can link up with your account. So this is a safer way to just have it in the server.
Absolutely.
Are you all seeing my screen? Just give me 1 second. Right. So this is a new user, and this user wants to praise someone. The receivers are, for example, I'm praising Christopher for rewards system. Alright. User does not have moderator's role. The praise command can only be used by members with the moderator's role. So essentially, this would be replaced by the praise giver role when we deploy the bot on our server. This would be the warning for anyone who doesn't have that role. Okay, so we'll run praise activate. Wait a second. Let me just give this account the role so that it is able to praise. Yep. It should give a different error message to you. Shit. Okay. Why did it not do it? Okay, we're having difficulties now.
I'd have to ask, how does this way of sending praise, how does it make it easier than before? Is there just like, does it make it harder for them to screw up, or what's the benefit?
Yeah, so what this essentially does is that it makes it easier for it to be parsable. So, for example, in previous scenarios, people's user messages were harder to uh, open and get the IDs out of them because they had mentioned people all over the place. So what this gives them is like a distinction where you can specifically specify the people you're praising, and the UI is a little bit. I'm not sure if it is intuitive, which is that it just lists out that these are the things that you need to mention, which kind of foolproofs it.
I don't think you could do things like this before, and we haven't implemented this yet, but I'm sure we will. The user interacts with the bot. The bot sends a command to the server. The server sees that we need more information, or some part of the information is not correct, and then it can ask back, ask the user to. So it can start like a dialogue with the user, doing a back and forth of more than one message in a thread, and that was not possible before, as far as I know. So,
looks really cool.
Vi, do you think we should skip the demo, or do you expect to be able to sort it out?
I think maybe you can show the activation demo on your instance. I'll try and debug what's happening here.
Yes, then I just need to figure that out. Yeah, maybe it doesn't need any figuring out. So I can show you how the activation flow looks. So I will share my full screen here. And So I'll go to my test server here. Do you see my screen now?
We see your Discord.
Yeah, cool. So praise activate. One requirement to be able to praise is that you have activated your account, and activating your account means linking your Discord identity to your praise and Ethereum login, and you do that by interacting with the bot. So as a user in Discord, I call praise activate, and that command gives me a unique link that I follow. And by following that, I end up in the praise front end, where I sign a message using MetaMask, and the request failed because the user account already activated. But otherwise, if my user account hadn't been activated, it would have said, "Yeah, your user account has been activated." So that is a really simple way of self-administering your account information, instead of having to tell someone, send your Ethereum address to someone, telling them to connect it to your Discord account. You can do it yourself. So that will be useful tomorrow when we onboard the quantifiers, that they can connect their Ethereum addresses to their Discord accounts. But maybe, yeah. So, Vi, do you have anything more? I don't have the actual praise bot. I have only the praise activate bot here locally. So maybe we'll move on to the next step, unless you are back online.
No, I think we can move to the next step.
Okay, cool. We were discussing the demo devil just before the meeting, and that it always appears. So let me just quickly show you the latest updates for the praise dashboard. So we have made an overhaul of how the first screen looks, so that it looks more like Discord, instead with the users, the to and from addresses, or the to and from the sender and the receiver above the message. So a lot of polishing on the layout of the different screens to make them more easily understandable. And what else has happened during the quantification? We have added this more clear box, so to signify, to let you know that you are a quantifier for this period. And you press the button here to quantify, to go to the list of the receivers you have been assigned to quantify. And then a lot of stuff has happened on this screen. So we have rearranged the data a bit, so the praise messages is more visible, or not as so squeezed. It was more in a table layout format before, and now we feel it looks better and works better. And the overall interaction is smoother, I think. Everything works really nice. Now you're not able to mark you're not able to mark the same praise as a duplicate. A duplicate cannot mark itself as a duplicate. So I'd say that the quantifier screen now feels really smooth and workable. And we added today the back and forth link, so you can move if you have this list of quantifiers or receivers that you should quantify. You can start quantifying the first one, and then you can just move on easily to the next one, and continue on like that. There's a slight bug with the the labels on the sliders, unfortunately, and that is not much we can do about just now because that is an external component and we have no agency over that in an easy way. So but that is not a deal breaker for the test quant. It's just the instruction would be maybe not to use the back and forth links because that issue don't appear when you go into the screen this way and then go back like that. Perhaps we will need to switch that component for something else. We'll see if we can solve it. What else has happened? Yeah, as you can see, the usernames are not the real usernames. The database is filled with dummy data, but this is not that dummy data. This is the pseudonyms we have been talking about. And this is now a setting. So we can disable that or enable that, or an administrator can do that. The settings interface leaves quite a lot to ask, but it's a way of saving the settings at least. It could look better. Now if we go back here to quantify, now we see the real fake names instead of the pseudonyms. And what else? Yes, and then there are loads of fixes under the hood, but these are the most visible ones. And the conclusion here would be that I feel that we are ready to do the trial quant. The system feels stable enough, and the flow of logging in, activating your account, etc. works. And later tonight, I will clear the database and fill it with the actual November data. And remove all the dummy data, so we are good to go tomorrow with the real data. So that's it for the. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't stop sharing actually. Praise updates. Let's move on to talking about the first quant tomorrow. Mitch, what's the plan? What do we need to plan additionally?
Doesn't seem like there's a lot. It was really nice being able to see the whole flow on the dashboard, because then we're actually able to explain it to the people. I'm hoping. I know MS, I don't think you can make it tomorrow, but Zep is going to be there. And so I'm hoping that you guys can use the onboarding document that you made to kind of co-facilitate, going through the work that you guys did in the document and showing it to the people. I would like to get people signed up in the test Discord server beforehand, instead of wasting a lot of time during the call trying to do it. So that would be cool to have something set up today that I could invite people to join before the call tomorrow. And then if we need to troubleshoot it on the call, that's fine. After that, basically just take them through what's already outlined in the onboarding document, and then answer any questions and help troubleshoot any bugs that we find.
Do we need to explain the praise in general, or how the process of quantification, what's the purpose of it, etc.? Maybe that is laid out mostly in the quantifier document, but I mean, like even more high-level explanation of this is how and why we praise and how.
Yeah, well, I gave them all homework, and so like it was expressed a few times, like you need to read the rules of praise guidelines that Livy wrote, and you need to read the outlining the reward system doc. So those were like the two reading material things that I told everyone to read. And so like, if they have more questions, like of course we can dive into that. But hopefully they understand it enough to do the quantifier role from the stuff that we've already written. And if they want to get more philosophical, well then, they can go to SoftGov. Just kidding. I think it seems pretty clear, but I want to hear what Zep and MS say.
Yeah, sure, Mitch. I was just chatting with MS and I can cover. I'll probably be like 5 minutes late because I'm like the bus arrived at 3 p.m. To the village and my house is like 5 minutes, probably even less. But yeah, just warning. Like I can be like 5 minutes late.
And Christopher, I saw you were available as well.
Yeah, I'll be there definitely.
That's cool. I don't mind like facilitating it, but it'd be cool at least for Zep and maybe others to feel comfortable onboarding quantifiers, because eventually we're going to want to decentralize this, right? And be able to do it with multiple people onboarding.
Will tomorrow be recorded too?
I'm assuming since Zeptimus will be there.
Yeah, I record all the calls and there.
Well, I'll definitely watch it. Yeah, sorry for not being able to make it tomorrow. It's conflicting
Yeah.
meeting time.
There was a lot of people. I think like less than half of the quantifiers could make it, but it was like I wanted you or MS and I wanted Christopher there, and myself obviously. So that was my main points.
Definitely,
One
yeah, and
issue
Zeptimus
with
oh, sorry.
no, sorry, go ahead.
Nope, just yeah, Zeptimus on the document side's been rocking it, so I have all the faith in what he'll present.
Thanks, buddy.
One issue with the not 30 quantifiers being there during the onboarding session is that we won't be able to assign the quantifiers if we expect more quantifiers to join before we assign them. So that will, of course, it would have been nice to activate. Everyone logs in, everyone activates their account, and we assign quantifiers, and we can help everyone to get started quantifying. But if we don't have enough quantifiers on the call, that is not an option, because we cannot assign just a subset of the quantifiers.
Yeah, I think we should assign all the quantifiers, and like they can still do it asynchronously, and the onboarding session will be recorded. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But
everybody wants a piece of the action to see how it works. I don't know if that's possible.
No, I'm not sure I understood what you meant. We need to have the 30. If we need 30 quantifiers, so all those 30 quantifiers need to have logged into the system before we press the assign quantifiers button.
Mm-hmm. I see what you mean. And so everyone needs to be in the system. Then we create the period. Then we assign quantifiers. Yeah,
the period can be created, but the assignment cannot be made until we have the pool full of people. We can, in theory, add people manually to the database if we have their Ethereum addresses. They wouldn't have to be present, and then we could do it.
How assuming this is all within the test system, how difficult will it be to make more test quants?
Not difficult at all. It will take, if we want to reset and start over 3 days later, we just clear the database and import the data again. And the only thing that we would sort of manually have to be done again is that everyone has to then log in and activate again. But that can, in theory, also be worked around if we get everyone's Ethereum addresses and we do some sort of startup script where we feed the database with their addresses on. So.
Okay. Yeah. And so then assigning all of the quantifiers will be done by deciding how many praise per quantifier. We'll just adjust that for how many people show up.
Yeah. So when you press that button, it calculates how many you need based on the settings you have set. So if it says And I tried it with the November data the other day, and then if we have 3 quantifiers needs to quantify each praise, and 200 praise per quantifier, then that gives around 30 quantifiers are needed in the pool. But if we are just 15, we just up that number to 400 praise per quantifier, and then we're good.
400 praise per quantifier. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, all right. So then, okay, yeah. Well, I guess
So we
yeah, turn up.
We can definitely assign quantifiers tomorrow, but we can only assign those that have the people that have logged in and activated. So if more people appear the day after, we won't be able to let them in then, because then we will. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, all the better to get this set up ahead of time, them in there. So that means, like, even if they're already in the system, like we put up this praise activate thing today, people can join. Even if they can't make the call, they can still play around with the dashboard.
Yeah, and that is how it will work when it's live. Like, you have to be a quantifier, you have to log in once and add yourself to the pool to be able to be, so we can assign you. But then of course you don't have to be on the meeting. But once you are in the system, we can use your information.
Okay.
So yes, I agree. It would be best to have the server set up tonight, and so we can send out the link and instruct everyone. Like, please, if you cannot attend the meeting and you still would like to take part in this the trial quant, please go in, log in, and activate your account before, and then you can watch the video, and then you can start quantifying whenever you asynchronously.
Cool. All right, that seems pretty easy. And then we'll collect feedback, maybe help make some issues if we find them, and tweak the onboarding doc just based on what comes up. And then, I don't know, we can see if there's a lot of stuff and we need to do another test quant, or if we're good to move to the next step.
Yeah. And identify issues that come up with the system. So we upgrade the test quant to also being a sort of a beta testing session. It's like a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds great. So my feeling is that maybe you have to let me know. But my feeling is that maybe we won't have the praise bot included in tomorrow's server. What do you think?
We can be able to. It's just some Mongo caching issue that I was having. But yeah, should be able to like fix this. Hopefully, I'll maybe how much time do we have until the quant? We have 1 day, right?
Not much, unfortunately, because it's in the middle of the night where you are, and the night is coming to an end even here in Sweden, and we need to. I wouldn't like to set the server up, and like Mitch said, he would like to send out the link basically as soon as possible after the meeting, I guess. So that US West Coast people, etc., have time to actually see the link before the trial quant. So I don't know. Maybe we'll skip the praise bot for this trial quant. We can upgrade the server whenever, and let everyone know that now you also can try praising. Because the praise activate bot that I have is fairly stable. So basically, after this meeting, I could clear the database, fill it with November data, make sure the praise activate bot is running on a test server, and that could be done in an hour or so, and then we can send out the link.
Okay. I'll try to get this fixed if it's fixed before that.
Yeah. No pressure. No, but it's if it's not done, it's absolutely not the end of the world. And like I said, we can just announce to everyone in 2 days' time or whatever. Like now, you can also try the Praise bot. But the question is, where should I install the Praise Activate bot for now? Should we use your test server or the one you sent me? That the
I think
testing
we can
ground.
just use your testing server.
Yeah.
This one has some permissions because it's like a mirror of the TC. That
Yeah.
one would be simpler.
Yeah. Yeah, and mine is it's really already configured. That is, it's not configured. It's just a super. It's just vanilla Discord server, which is good. So it's no activation process or anything. It's just people they can join and start using it. So do we have a plan then? I try to set that up as soon as possible after the meeting. If you feel that you can solve the issue quickly, then you send it to me or you make a pull request. Otherwise, we'll add that functionality in a day or two, and that's no problem.
All right.
So, Mitch, do you have anything more?
I think it's clear enough, really. Like, you know, everything's relatively clear, and then the rest we can just wing it tomorrow.
Yeah, cool. And Septi, would you like to talk about the quantifier onboarding doc?
Yeah, actually, like there's two things. I don't know if you can share your screen because I right now I'm in like 2 meetings recording and I'm not able to share my screen. But actually, if
Yeah, sure.
there are two things. Like one is like structuring this onboarding. Yeah,
Let me find it.
Okay.
It should be in the onboarding thread, shouldn't it? The quantifier thread, I mean.
Yeah.
Quantifier onboarding. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, if you go down until the quantifiers periods. Scroll down.
So sorry, I didn't hear you now.
Oh, if you scroll down until the quantification periods.
Yes.
Yeah, these two comments there. One is like structuring like the cultural call, and I don't know if that should to fit in this document or we can post and then this structure like we make it later on. And the second issue I have is like, yeah, there's some times like where the reward board we say like can't reject a quant, and yeah, we should, Libby was suggesting to have like some parameters when the reward board can reject a quant, and I think, yeah, like these parameters we should choose them collectively, and yeah, I mean I can make like a list and suggestions, but then, like I think this, yeah, I think it's not like, yeah. And I mean, I would like if we share like, like if someone have like some ideas, like when the reward board should reject a quant, yeah, just tell them now so we can add it there. So it's just that, like if someone have some ideas, share, and if not, then I will just type something and then someone can yeah, like the whole thing we do, like we share it and then people share feedback.
I don't remember what we said. How if we decided on what grounds can the reward board reject a quant? Does anyone know? Remember?
I don't think we said, but like the main thing was if there's any like weird collusion or something between quantifiers.
Yeah, I think we just agreed that they could like accept or reject wholesale, but we didn't specify under which conditions they could reject.
It's difficult to parameterize this thing because in the end, the reward board would need to approve the payout, and if the members of the reward board doesn't approve it, it's sort of rejected. So it's a human thing. I don't think it can be reduced to a parameter and saying like that they are allowed to reject it under these circumstances and only these circumstances. Or Septi, was it some kind of what kind of parameter were you looking for?
I mean, like just saying like the reward board can reject at their own, at their will. It feels kind of hierarchic. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's what we want, but yeah, I'm just sharing like what Libby also was sharing on the document.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we already reduced the scope quite a bit because first we were saying it could modify the quant, but I mean there has to be some sort of backstop between quantification and then like funds going out, and so that's this.
Yeah, and in the end, the reward board is a group of people that have been selected to carry out this task, and I don't. Also, I need to refresh my memory. Can someone get booted out of the reward board if someone would sort of just reject quantifications because it's a person-to-person conflict. So 2 or 3 people on the board just start blocking the payouts just to mess with the process. How can we mitigate that?
Mm-hmm. And everybody on the reward board has reputation at stake, right? Like they've been involved in this for a while. Like it shouldn't be in their interest to block a quantification from going out, And I think we can trust these people because they have reputation at stake within the TEC.
Yeah. Yeah, that is my sense also, that the social cost would be quite big of just obstructing the process for no good reason, because that wouldn't be viewed positively by of course the rest of the community, so the social cost would be quite high if you wouldn't have like good reasons not, to reject the quantification. Because it's such an open process, and so many, it's conducted by the community for the community. So if one person or 2 or 3 would say like we reject the will of the community and we reject the work that you have done for no good reason, that would be. I'm not saying it's completely unlikely, but it comes at a high cost for those individuals, I think.
Yeah.
And it would have to be multiple people rejecting the quant based on our voting settings.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe, I mean, these have to go anyway on the advice process. So maybe we post it like we have right now, and if the community wants to approach this point, like they can do it on the advice process. So do you guys agree on that?
Yeah, I agree at least, but I think we should hold off a little bit with posting on the forum and let the trial quant play out. Maybe conduct the trial quant first, so we can add any insight that comes out of that process before we do the advice process.
Okay. Yeah, that
How
sounds
does
good.
that feel?
Yeah, that feels good. I mean, I just had like on the sprint board like this issue assigned to close this sprint, but I think that's not a big issue. It's just yeah.
Okay, but we also. I think we agreed somehow last time that we won't attempt to do like everything at once. Now that we do the trial quant and we also integrate the source credit data and we try to do the post quant analysis and the payout in all in one sweep. But we definitely need to also test and go into detail to all those parts as well. But we will do it like asynchronously and one step at a time. Until we feel that it's all nailed down, all the different parts. And during that process, of course, we will need interesting and important things will come up that we can add to the quantifier onboarding doc. So what can we say about the other work streams here is the source credit pollen bot. That work has it's been put on pause. We missed there was a time confusion, so we missed a meeting last week, and I haven't scheduled a new one because I've been fully focused on getting the praise system up and running. But we'll get back to the pollen bot next week. Hopefully get that configured. The meeting tracker bot has also been put on pause a little bit, I guess, or that is the sense I've got from you, Vi. Or would you like to add something about the meeting tracker bot?
No, that's also on hold until we get the praise button.
Yeah, the praise bot is a more vital component. It's more important to get that done first. And the allocation, the RAD dashboard, I guess no new work has been done on that since last time as well.
No news.
Yeah. Then we have 15 minutes. Livy said that she might want to talk about categories for the post-quant analysis, that they had discussed that on the SoftGov. I'm not sure what the discussion was about, so I'm not trying to. I will not try to start that talk myself. Was anyone there and would like to have a go at that topic, or should we skip it?
It was people giving like their personal opinion about price, and especially the one from the community call. I mean, the notes of what people were saying are on the agenda. I don't know if you want to share them, and like I cannot share screen as I said before, but yeah, maybe. I mean, we have 15 minutes. Maybe it's worth looking at that talk and see if there comes something insightful, or if not, we can just wrap up the call. But this software call was just people giving their opinion about price, like feelings.
About price, not praise.
Praise.
Yeah, my
Praise,
English.
yeah.
Praise, yeah.
Sorry, professional translators out.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. I'm more in favor of taking that 15 minutes back instead of collecting personal feelings on praise.
Yeah, unless we have anything clear to say about the analysis or solid things to bring up, I'm leaning towards that as well. I'm eager to get going, setting up the server, etc., so that we can send out the link to the quantifiers. Would be nice.